Greetings once again, Shinobi! Duuz-Diz-Din back again with more Naruto. Sasuke's story, the Uchiha and the Heavenly Stardust. Previously, Sasuke and Sakura are on a mission to save Naruto's life, infiltrating a prison. Sasuke a prisoner, Sakura the prison doctor. But they need a way to get even closer to the warden, and through a little bit of disguising, as an officiant from the royal palace, Sakura is able to get Sasuke close to the warden Zansul's secret. And that secret involves chickens? What's going on? Is this how the Velociraptor Menno was created, the so-called guard dog of the prison, or is it something else entirely? Join me as I find out, won't you? Sasuke sees the chickens and are utterly dumbfounded. The chickens are standing near a bunch of, dinosaur fossils. Sasuke questions, what in the world is all this for? We then see Zansul making his way down the corridor and step towards the same door Sasuke has gone through. As he approaches the door, Zansul calls out, is someone in there? Alerting Sasuke to his presence, and as Zansul unlocks the door and opens it, he sees no one but the fossils and the chickens. Zansul then proceeds to close the door. We then cut to outside where we see Gigi working. He sees Sasuke just kind of standing around and asks, what's going on, man? Sasuke continues to look towards the sky, telling him, nothing to worry about, Gigi. He then thinks to himself, using a shadow clone was the right move after all. But what was the point of that chamber? Oh, that's right. He just used the shadow clone for the transformation into the staff that Sakura managed to get inside of that room. Wow. I didn't even think it was a shadow clone. That way it could just disappear. The information would be transferred to Sasuke, and he could just go about his business. That was so smart. Wow. We then see a messenger bird heading for the prison, and it goes to Sakura's infirmary window, tapping on it. Sakura takes the message from the bird's talon and says, a message from Master Kakashi? She says, oh no, as she reads that the Prime Minister of Radaku joined with Queen Minari, invaded the village of Najari. Her younger brother, Prince Nanari, planning to stage a coup d'etat. Yeah, because apparently Zansul is supplying the queen who wants war with some form of weaponry. Sakura says this must be why they needed the assets that Zansul mentioned. She then thinks to herself, but where in the observatory could he be keeping those supposed assets? She then goes over to her desk to write something, thinking, in any case, I better report what I know to Master Kakashi. She then ties the message to the bird's talon, and it goes flying off. We then cut to the cafeteria, where Sakura goes walking through, catching the eye of the various prisoners. I actually love the fact that Sakura is the most appreciated here, where honestly she's the only woman present. But as she looks around, she thinks to herself, I wanted to tell Sasuke what I learned, but he's not here. Where could you be, Sasuke? As she goes and sits down. I love how some of the prisoners just smile and wave at her and stuff as she sits down at the table and starts to sulk a little bit. But her sulking is interrupted by the old man Gano from Sasuke's cell, asking, mind if I join you, doctor? As he smiles at her, she tells him go right ahead. And she thinks to herself, Sasuke's cellmate, right? Goes by the name Gano. Gano sits, saying the sun's a setting already, isn't it? Sakura says that it is. He drinks down his water and then says, for many long years I thought that the reason the sun would set was because it moved with the sky. Sakura looks at the sunset and questions this. Gano then says, but now I hear that isn't so. In truth, it's us who are moving away from the sun at night, right? And I really once believed the sky was spinning above us. Oh, that's actually, yeah, that's right, because now they have a deeper understanding because of the events of, Naruto the Last and stuff like that. There's a better understanding of how the world works, essentially. I forget that sometimes because the rate at which technology develops in this world is so kind of out there. Technology and their understanding of the world has developed by leaps and bounds to a certain degree. Honestly, I kept expecting to find out that Naruto took place in a post-apocalyptic world or something. Sakura says, I was shocked to learn that truth as well. People have a habit of thinking they're at the center of everything. Yano simply says they sure do. He notices something that takes him off guard. He says, "You're married, Doctor." Sakura realizes her ring and says, "Oh, yes, though I usually take the ring off when I'm working." Yano says, "I suppose you don't make it home much working here." She agrees with a Yano continues to eat, saying, "Well, what sort of fella is he?" Sakura pauses and then says, "He's very kind, and he's also a pure soul in a way. He's straightforward, almost too much so at times, to the point that he can get himself and the people around him in trouble. His mind can zip from one extreme to another. But I think that's one of his strengths." You got that right. Not to mention he's quite good looking, if I do say so myself. Oh my goodness, Sakura. Then again, hey, you're married to him. Might as well boast. And yet he's never one to take advantage of that. I love that he can be so nonchalant about things like that. Are we gonna find out this is actually Sasuke talking to her? Nah, it's probably just Gano. Well, this is an interesting interaction. Slowly Sakura has had more interaction with each cellmate of Sasuke's. Gano says, "Is that so?" "I have to say, Sasuke sounds like one lucky man." Sakura is taken off guard by this and says, "How did you, I didn't say anything about Sasuke." It just caught her so off guard. It had to be Gigi who told him, right? Gano says, "He used to have a habit of sitting right here and gazing out the window. But ever since you came around, he stopped." Sakura looks out the window as well. Gano says, "It's puzzled me all this time. But now I finally understand. He was waiting for them flowers to bloom." Is he talking about like Sakura flowers and stuff? Sakura turns to him and questions, "What flowers?" "And just hold on. How do you know Sasuke is my husband?" Gano says, "Your hair is an awfully pretty color. Treat it well," as he walks away. Sakura turns to the window and goes towards it, thinking, what's my hair got to do with anything? I mean, isn't it obvious? It's the color of the sunset. Oh, okay, no. She looks out and sees on a nearby tree and thinks those are almond bloom, but they look just like cherry blossoms, like Sakura. She says Sasuke was looking at them. I remembered Gano's words. He was waiting for them flowers to bloom, and Sakura blushes. That's adorable. That's actually incredibly adorable. Like, this story has done more for the relationship of Sakura and Sasuke, more so than anything else. Whereas Naruto the Last was like the big love story for Naruto and Hinata, this is it for Sasuke and Sakura. Because I gotta tell you, a lot of stuff in Naruto just makes me go, why are they together again? We then pick up with Sakura inside the infirmary as she says out loud, "People think of themselves as the center of the universe, She then thinks to herself, just like how Tartar saw patterns in the stars as animals and created map of the heavens. That's yet another example. He just happened to envision animals. None of it has any astronomical significance. Sort of like assigning the 12 zodiac symbols to our shinobi hand sign. Exactly 12 star signs for 12 hand signs." And she makes this pose. I don't even know what that sign is. Someone tried to teach me a long time ago, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not remembering that. But then something dawns on Sakura. Oh, now we pick up on the roof of the prison, where we see Sasuke and Gigi collecting plums? I do not know what's going on here. Where Gigi tells Sasuke, now that the guards have set their sights on you, I keep getting stuck in the crossfire. Pain in the... Oh, they're picking off apricot off of these branches and putting them into a basket. Gigi says, "They imported these from the capital, huh?" Sasuke says, "Yeah, they must have regular shipments from the palace." Gigi says, "These are apricots, right? Never seen them show up in our meals. I guess only the director and his flunkies get to have special treats. That's not fair." Sasuke then takes a bite out of one, saying, "Try one now then," which takes Gigi off guard. He says, "The guards will tear you apart if they catch you doing that." Sasuke simply says, "I see idle hands, Gigi." The way Sasuke interacts with Gigi just makes me think of him and Naruto. I wonder if Gigi reminds him of Naruto a little bit. Gigi says, "What are you so smug about, man?" This catches Sasuke off guard as he notices something in the distance, saying, "That lake." Gigi says, "Oh, that. Nice clear water, but no fish. Barely anyone knows it's there. I wonder. Could it be a clue? Gigi says a meteor came down and made that crater way back in the old days. Then rain filled it up and presto, instant lake. Sasuke gets up thinking to himself, a meteor, huh? As he heads over to the ledge, Gigi tells him, around this time of day, it's got that red tinge, but in the daytime, the purest shade of blue you ever saw, almost like a piece of the sky fell down to Earth. What a way to phrase that. And just like that, Sasuke has an epiphany, thinking to himself, Earth, God. He then says, Gigi, I have a stomach ache. I'm leaving early. Gigi says, what? And as Sasuke rushes off, he says, finish up for me, alright? Gigi says, oh, come on. Where are you off to now, Sasuke? And as Sasuke opens the door, he says, I'll trade you my next kitchen duty shift. And he slams the door, leaving Gigi in the lurch. And that's a lot of work to do by yourself. There is a bundle of apricot branches. And just as Sakura is running up the stairs, Sasuke's running down, and they encounter each other. Sasuke calls out to her, and she says, perfect timing, Sasuke. Listen, I've solved the riddle of Map of the Heavens. I hate the way they say that. The riddle of the Map of the Heavens. Please, for the love of God, grammar. Like, that's the thing. I get how it might be translated, but you gotta make it sense in English, please. I'm too dumb for this. Sasuke says, you have? And as she says this way, she pulls him into a room, which, I feel like they could easily be like, oh, a little hanky-panky. But then again, you don't want them knowing that they're, married or anything, so, As Sakura closes the door, she says, do you remember how the Sage of Six Paths split the Ultra Particles into two groups? How he hid one group in the star that never strays, and the other in the sky that fell to Earth? Ooh, star that never strays in the sky that fell to Earth. I think we know the latter of that. Sasuke says, sure. And anyone who wants to know those locations must reveal with the Map of the Heavens. Sakura says, the Sage of Six Paths is the father of chakra itself. So we can probably assume he used ninjutsu to conceal the ultra particles, meaning the signs need to release that ninjutsu are encoded in the Map of the Heavens. Take a look. As she hands him a piece of paper. As Sasuke flips it open, he says, I get it. 12 constellations for 12 hand signs. Oh, so is the order in which they are the hand sign sequence that you need to perform to release the jutsu? Sasuke says, but this alone doesn't tell us the specific signs to use. Sakura says that's where the other hint comes in. Star line. Sasuke questions what this is, and Sakura tells him, the text said to reveal with the Map of Heavens. Doesn't that phrasing strike you as odd? I think the Map of Heavens in that bit of text is actually referring to the Star Lines game. Really? I didn't actually think the game was going to come into play. Sasuke looks back at the paper saying, you're right, it all fits together. Sakura says, and if I'm right about that, then the game's strongest hand, Star, points to the star that never strays, while the second strongest hand, Earth, has to do with the sky that fell to Earth. Sasuke says, I see. So if we combine the 6 corresponding signs from each card hand, the ultra particles will be ours for the taking? Sakura folds her arms, saying, the question is, where do we perform the sign? Sasuke says, I might know where to find the sky that fell to Earth. Sakura continues music, saying, I wonder. But then she realizes what Sasuke said, saying, huh? Sasuke, what did you just say? But as Sasuke goes to leave, she questions him further, and he simply turns to her as he exits, saying, I'll come get you tonight, after lights out. And he leaves. This continues to be a very fascinating story. Not a lot of action, but great amounts of character depth. Again, like I said previously, the exploration of the relationship between Sasuke and Sakura is just pleasant. It's a pleasant story, and one that I do hope we see animated at some point. But I like the fact that the mystery is so deep in there that it's just like, you gotta be a certain level of intelligence to figure this out. And it's stuff that all corresponds to their world, and things that they naturally are involved with. So of course they'd be a little bit more quicker to find the answers than any of us would be. But I also love that you can see them coming to the realization as they go. Again, these are 2 of the smartest shinobi in the league. I feel like if you had Shikamaru on this, they'd have it solved within a day with their combined effort. But hey, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Also remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on the next chapter. But until then, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and hope to see you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.